Hey guys, it's been a while. Actually, it's been a year. I have been promising an update video for the longest time, and it's taken me a little while because I actually had some complications after my last video, and I wanted to give it a full year before I made this update. I wanted to let everything settle and just have a clear mind before I spoke on my situation with the Diep flap. So for those of you that are just stumbling upon this video, I vlogged my entire breast cancer journey as well as my mastectomy and my Diep flap, and I left off in my last video just updating how I was post-surgery. So shortly after the video, I had a complication. This actually does happen in 7 out of 10 cases, but not nearly as bad as it happened for me. The area on my stomach that was cut started to separate. This usually happens if you're a little bit heavier set before going in or have a little bit more stomach fat, but it usually resolves and it's not that devastating. Mine was pretty bad only because there was drains in the area of my stomach that's supposed to pull fluid out. But for those of you who followed along know that drains and me, we don't get along. And my body started to reject the drain and started to push the tubing out. So all that fluid wasn't coming out appropriately, and then I got infected. When all of that happened, it created fluid in my stomach that pushed out and caused the seam in my stomach to open. It wasn't pretty. Actually, Chris and I joke that if anyone's ever seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, it reminded me of Oogie Boogie. It was disgusting. So, needless to say, it wasn't painful per se, but it was a lot of work. It was a lot of taking out the slough, which is necrotic dead tissue, and bandage changes. A lot of people need to get wound vacs. I didn't need to get a wound vac. I was able to handle it with just the bandage changes. It happened so quickly that I didn't even know what was happening, I guess, before it really starts to split. Like I said, it sounds more painful than it was. It wasn't. It was just ugly looking and angry, and I need to go on antibiotics. And the only thing that I could do is just keep it clean for my body to naturally close from the inside out. So that did happen. I was out of work for 6 weeks, and I went back in 6 weeks, and actually my stomach was still open, but I had bandages on it every day. It took a while. I don't want to lie. It took a few months for it to finally fully close. I think I was into December. My surgery was August 12th of 2022. And it wasn't until December that I think my stomach was fully closed. Now, the reason it took me so long to do this video is simply because I really didn't want to scare anyone away from doing the Diep flap, because my situation was unique. It's not something that happens all the time. Even if it does separate, it's nothing like that. I had a coworker who did the Diep flap right after I got back from work, and hers opened a little bit, nothing crazy. So I just don't want to scare anyone from thinking it's not a good idea. I am so grateful and happy for the results. My breasts look very natural. There's still a little bit of a scar line, but that will fade in time. Actually, the side that is radiated has a much less line. It's not as dark, but the side that was non-cancer, just regular breast tissue, the scar is actually a little bit darker, probably because the gravity in that breast was a little bit heavier because the radiated side was tightened. It'll all fade in time. I didn't do my nipple tattoo yet. Actually, I had my 1-year checkup today, and I'm gonna go in for surgery one more time just to fine-tune everything, totally by choice. The left side of my breast, again, the one that didn't have any cancer, anything, it's just a little bit, it's not as symmetrical. It's a little bit extra skin on the side, near my armpit. So he's going to pull that a little bit tighter. And then where my scar is, there's like a little bit of fat near the scar line that he said he'll go in and do some liposuction on. And I mean, he said liposuction, I was sold. So I'm going to go in one more time. He assured me this is a super easy procedure. I will probably vlog that if you guys are interested. But that would just be round 2 of my reconstruction. Hopefully the last round, it shouldn't be any other rounds other than that. And then I'll go in for the tattoo once that all heals. So I'm coming to the end of this. And I got to tell you, I'm 2 years post-cancer, 1 year post-surgery. And I sometimes can't believe it. Like, my hair is coming back. Not to say that I can't believe that this all happened, that I had cancer, that still technically have cancer, but I mean, going from stage 3 terrifying world to, you know, my boys are now 2 years older. They were 4, actually, my boys are the twins are turning 7 in 2 weeks, so they were 5 when I had cancer and they're turning 7. It's pretty unbelievable that we've come this far. I'm really happy in my life. I know that nothing will ever be the same. Everything is different after you have cancer. But there's so many positive things that have happened. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful that my kids honestly don't really remember me going through chemo and remember the whole thing because they were so young. So that's it. I'm really excited to just kind of round this out and be done with this whole chapter in my life. Like I said, I'm never really going to be done. I still have to go to Sloan all the time to get updates, and I still have to go and get medicine every day, and I get a shot every month, and I'm still going to have scans. Obviously, it's not over. But I can kind of put it behind me for now. And then my breasts will be redone, and I'll feel a little bit more whole. So that's it, guys. There's my update. 1 year. I'm sorry it took so long. I really just wanted to get with you guys after I had all the information of what the doctor was going to say at my 1 year, and just kind of reflect myself on what surgery really was like 1 year later. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for being with me through all these videos. Mwah. I love you, and if anyone is going through this, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. And that's it, guys. Love you.